Merrill ground, Citabria 5169er X-ray at Wings of Freedom. Request taxi runway 25 for eastbound departure with information Delta.
Tower 56 X-ray, runway 25, taxi off kilo, right down departure eastbound.
Taxi runway 25 via Alpha Kilo, right downwind departure, Citabria 5169er X-ray. All right, taxiing out for departure on runway 25 here at Merrill Field, Anchorage, Alaska. Winds are variable at 3 according to the ATIS. Take a look at the windsock when we get down there. So maybe just a very slight wind out of the northwest. Planning to fly to Birchwood Airport in Chugiak, which is kind of a suburb of Anchorage. Practice some takeoffs and landings. Knock off the tail dragger rust here in the Citabria Aurora 7 ECA with the O2 3515 horsepower engine, no flaps. So pretty good tailwheel trainer. Small tires, paved runway.
Emerald ground 07 hotel, we'll make a 10, we're just going to reposition.
So depending on what the winds are like at Birchwood, should be a good training day.
Roger, speed close to going out.
A little bit of a tailwind, so I should probably be holding stick neutral, ailerons away from the wind, but not enough to really worry about as far as taxi control inputs to compensate for the wind. Here in Merrill, we've got a taxi past the hold short point and make a 180 so that we're facing parallel to the taxiway for a run-up. We don't disturb any of these planes in their parking spot, so we'll do a kind of a locked wheel turn here. Let's do that. A little power. Adjust the ailerons as we come through the turn. Coming into a headwind. Nice tight turning radius in these tail draggers, you gotta love it. Alright. We'll stop here. Turn my landing light off so I'm not shining it in somebody's face. We'll start our run up. So cigar check, controls, do a box pattern, looking at all the surfaces as I move them. Everything appears to be correct. Instruments, line our DG. Altimeter is set for field elevation here. Airspeed indicators reading 0, oil pressure, oil temp look good for now. Attitude, no flaps to set. Stabilizer trim needs to be neutral. It's there now. Gas is on both. I'll do our run up. I'm gonna leave the window open so I get a little ventilation. Apologies if the hot mic picks up the noise. 1800 RPM is what we're going for.
76281, taxi runway.
Hey, oil pressure looks good.
Chester Creek departure.
Oil temperature starting to come up.
We're going to go southbound.
Do a mag check.
Delta squawk on the...
It's about a 75 RPM drop, back to both. 75 RPM drop, back to both. Check my carb heat here.
Sorry, 281, that's the Campbell departure.
Little drop, 100 RPM or so. Check the idle.
You're at Skytrack, correct?
Close this window, I'm thinking about it. Seems to be idling fine. Carb heat cold. Up to 1,000.
Correct?
All right.
Correct.
Transponders on.
Roger.
Our lights are where we need them to be. We'll turn the landing and strobes on once we're cleared for takeoff. Just waiting for our clearance. Switching to tower. Pull up to the hold short line now so we can see what's going on in final.
Continue downwind, tower will call base traffic. We'll be in position.
Be a little bit of a right crosswind on takeoff, so we'll try to adjust for that.
You'll call my base. This is 168 to clarify left closed traffic. Left closed.
Excuse me.
Rail Tower, Cessna 66281, holding short runway 16 Romeo.
The 66201 Merrill Tower at Romeo,
into a tailwind.
6, ground point 7, other side.
Ailerons neutral. I'm going to wait for a minute. Alright, we'll hold short here. They called ready on the other side.
4 Kilo Foxtrot traffic.
Wait for them.
Left downwind, runway 25, line up and await.
Runway 25, 4 Kilo Foxtrot.
Check 5993 Delta, turn right left Foxtrot, ground point 7.
Left Foxtrot, have a good one, 93 Delta.
You too.
Once he clears up for takeoff, we'll call. Probably going to be a right downwind departure according to ground control.
4 Kilo Foxtrot, unable deviation, fly shoreline departure or inlet departure, runway 25 cleared for takeoff.
We'll take shoreline departure, clear 25, 4 Kilo Foxtrot.
Ground tower, Citabria 5169er, X-ray ready, runway 25.
5169er X-ray, Merrill Tower, runway 25, line up and wait, traffic on the left downwind.
Runway 25, line up and wait, Citabria 5169er, X-ray. All right, lights are on, looks clear both directions. Transponder's still on, lining up and waiting only.
Citabria 69er X-ray, wind 250 at 4, fly a right downwind departure, runway 25 clear for takeoff.
Runway 25, clear for takeoff, fly right downwind departure, Citabria 5169er, X-ray.
System 1.
All right, we're clear to go. We're going to get it nice and straight here before we add power because we're in a tail dragger. Okay, nice and straight.
Runway 25, clear touch and go.
Got our right crosswind correction in.
Lima Juliet, traffic slightly ahead and to your right in the opposite downwind, Cessna.
A little bit of left rudder to keep it straight. I'm going to get the nose forward, get the tail wheel off the ground, keep it straight, jabby on the rudders, on the center line. Wait for it to be ready to fly, and give it a little bit of app stick. All right, not too bad.
Just a 4 Kilo Foxtrot, traffic about a half mile ahead on the climb out inlet departure, Cessna.
Climb out at about 70 knots.
Looking 4 Kilo Fox. Well, Tower 101, Lima Juliet has traffic.
And 1 Lima Juliet, number 2, follow that traffic, runway 25 clear to land.
Number 2, 101, Lima Juliet, follow that traffic, runway 25.
This is an 827, traffic behind and to your left, they're lower at 600 indicated Cessna on the shoreline departure.
All right, returning. Crosswind straight into a base now, since we're about 300 feet from pattern altitude.
2,100.
Got to turn pretty tight here because we got Elmendorf's airspace just to the north of the field, so 30-degree banks
4 Kilo Fox,
warranted.
same traffic for you, about 8 mile final, Elmendorf
Keep it
runway
coordinated.
6. Heavy KC 135 descending out of 2,000, caution wake turbulence.
That's right, 4 Kilo Foxtrot.
We're rolling out on the downwind here.
1 Lima Juliet, spacing looks a little tight. That traffic is touch and go, but give me some small S-turns if you can on final to increase that space.
Is that for 101, Lima Juliet?
1 Lima Juliet, affirmative S-turns on final approved for a little extra space.
Roger that.
We'll climb up to 1500, cruise over to Birchwood.
2 Golf. Crossing Charlie, east to west.
Okay, we're over Eagle River. There's a parasailer down below me at my 1 to 2 o'clock. About 1,200 feet, trying to stay out of his way. Looks like he sees me too, he's avoiding me. We're about, I don't know, 5 miles southeast of the airport, 1,500. Altitude there is 1,100, so we'll do a midfield flyover. 1,600, or if we hear anybody else, just join the pattern with them. Calm winds according to the AWAS. Which is coming in very weakly, even though we're only 3 or 4 miles from the airport. Must be some snow on the transmitter or something. Anyway, cruising along Upper Fire Lake here at Eagle River. Go ahead and make a radio call.
Weather observation, 233.
Birchwood traffic, Citabria 69er X-ray, Upper Fire Lake, 3 miles southeast at 1,500 inbound landing, Birchwood.
Clear.
Traffic F5034, short approach 02 left, Birchwood traffic.
It's a CAP flight, Civil Air Patrol. And just south of Birchwood Airport, there's a pretty big restricted area for Elmendorf Air Force Base. You can only go a couple of miles south of the field before you incur into that. So you got to keep that in your awareness as you're operating in and out of this airport. I'm going to take a look at the windsocks. I fly over, make sure 2 left's what we want to do, because unlike that CAP 182, which can land pretty much no matter what the winds are doing, got to be a little more cognizant of it in this machine. Always in Alaska, keep an eye out for other traffic, because a lot of Cubs up here. Not everybody uses a radio. All right. Winds were calm on the AWAS, pretty much in line with what the windsock's showing. Maybe 2 or 3 knot left crosswind, so we'll be ready for that, but only a few knots if anything. Birchwood traffic, Citabria 69er X-ray over midfield, 1,600, joining the left downwind, runway 2 left, Birchwood. Alright, that guy already took off, so I'm going to abbreviate this pattern injury in the interest of traffic flow and safety. I do not see anybody else in the downwind.
Birchwood traffic at 5030.
Turning my car if you don't know.
2 left, northwest bound. I'll extend my climb out just to make plenty of room for the incoming traffic. Birchwood traffic.
He's extending his climb out, which is probably unnecessary, but fine.
Birchwood traffic, red white Skywagon 52 Romeo, holding short to end of 02 left, going to be parting straight out to that traffic inbound. I got time to get out before you?
Affirmative, we're just now being the opposite numbers on downwind, Citabria 69er X-ray at Birchwood.
Alright, Skywagon 52 Romeo, lining up 02 left, it'll be a rolling here, straight out.
Alright, he's going to depart the Skywagon there. I got the power down to about 1900 RPM or so, get down to pattern altitude, which we're only 100 feet away from. Start giving a little nose up trim, slow up. We're going to fly about 70, beam the numbers on downwind, 65 on base, and 60 on final. I'm just going to try for wheel landing to start with, fill out the winds, see what's going on down there. And fly a little bit further out, turn base. No flaps to extend, do a quick gumps check. Gas is still on, undercarriage is fixed, mixture's rich. There's no propeller control. Seatbelts are on, carpeet's on, landing lights are on. There's no landing clearance to get. Looks clear on base, I'm going to turn base. Got to kind of lead this thing a little bit of rudder, unlike the Cessnas. I'm coming up on about 65 to 70 knots, slowing it up to 65. I'm just going to pull that power back to idle. This thing makes a little bit of a shallower approach. Birchwood traffic, Citabria 69er X-ray, left base, runway 2 left, stop and go Birchwood. Pull power to idle, be at 65, keeping my eyes out on final, make sure there's nobody without a radio coming in. It's good down there. Keep the turn coming in for final here. Slow it up to about 60 as we turn out on final. We're at about 62 or 63 at the moment. Okay. Shallow this out. And this thing likes to ride in pretty flat with a little bit of power. Just a little bit to keep it at 60, keep it coming down nicely. Birchwood traffic, Citabria 69er X-ray, final runway 2 left, stop and go Birchwood. It's clear on the runway, somebody walking down there, we're at 60 knots. Adding a little bit more power, shallow out the descent here. We'll try to touch down on the numbers, we'll see how it works out.
Birchwood traffic 3097 Juliet, holding short to cross at Charlie.
Okay, dance on the rudders, nose forward, let the tail fall when it's ready. Half stick, and we can get on the brakes for the stop and go. Repeat off. Mixture still rich. Okay, full stop, and here we go. Half stick, little bit of a left, aileron input for just a few knots across when we got. Okay, airspeed's alive, nose is ready to come up. Jab on the rudders as that happens. Let it accelerate. About 55 or 60, it should be ready to fly. We'll let it come off the ground. There we go. I'm out around 70, 65 to 70.
Birchwood traffic 3097 Juliet, crossing to your right at Charlie. Birchwood.
Alright, so landed a little bit long on that one. But first landing of the day, not too bad. Wheel landings on pavement, little tires. Airplane with no flaps, not horrible, but we'll shoot for better. Do another wheel landing on numbers for this next one.
Off and taking active part to left.
Somebody taking off behind me. I usually like to go all the way up to 800 feet before I turn crosswind, but I'm going to turn early because I know I got somebody eating me up from behind. Yeah. We're out here for a little bit of a crosswind leg. Just clear, nobody coming in on downwind. Turn downwind. About 100 feet from level off, rolling out on downwind. Birchwood traffic, Citabria 69er X-ray, left downwind, runway 2 left, Birchwood. Alright, power reduction for the level off here. Put a little nose down trim.
Birchwood traffic, couple of 04 will be crossing the threshold of 02.
One Alpha, starting left crosswind departure to the west.
Keeping my eyes peeled for other traffic. Gas is on both. Are on, undercarriage fixed, mixture's rich, prop not there, seatbelts on, landing lights on, carpet on. Tail flaps. Powered idle. Hey, we'll turn base. Clear on final. Birchwood traffic, Citabria 69er X-ray, left base, turning final, runway 2 left, stop and go, Birchwood. Power's all the way at idle, keeping it coming down. Another wheel landing.
Runway 2 left, 1 touch and go.
Alright, so trying for a wheel landing on the numbers again. We're going to add some power here to shallow it out. Flares just a little bit, eyes down in the runway, wait for it to touch down. Forward stick, jab the rudders to keep it on center line, idle. Let the tail fall to the ground gently. Okay, tail's on the ground. Give it some brake as I hold aft stick.
Traffic led by Skywagons over Mirror Lake. Going to enter midfield left downwind landing.
Down the brakes evenly, I hate hill brakes. That's what we deal with in these things. Alright, full stop, a little bit of left crosswind, carb heat's off, trim pretty good. Here we go. So aft stick, left aileron into the wind, full throttle. Okay, nose is ready to come down, tail's coming up, jabbing on the rudders, a little bit of a left aileron correction. Feels like it's about ready to fly, so we let it fly now. Okay. Come back around, try a third wheel landing. That was pretty good, better than the first one. We can still improve. Okay, here we are, setting up for another wheel landing. Gonna try and touch on the numbers again. Nice smooth landing, a little bit of a left cross, a little slow here. I'm gonna add some power. Flare it a little, let it touch down nice and easy. A little bit of a floater, forward stick. Power to idle. That tail drop, keep the jabs coming in and come in on the brakes as I hold aft stick. Beat's coming off. Get to a full stop. And we still got 2,500 feet of runway ahead of us. Okay, trim's pretty close. Going full power. Over the left aileron for the crosswind. Dancing on the rudders. Nice and loose. Let the tail come up. Hold that left crosswind. A little bit of right rudder for the crosswind. Hold it on. And let it fly off. Alright, that was okay. Floated a little bit. a little tricky to judge your height above that snow there at the end. Don't want to snag a...
White Cup, Hilltop airstrip, taxi departure North Hilltop.
Don't want to snag a wheel on the snow, that would be bad. Birchwood traffic, Citabria 69er X-ray final, runway 2 left, stop and go Birchwood. Alright, I'm going to try for the numbers again. Looking pretty good. Around 65, slowing up to about 60 as we cross the threshold, adding a little bit of power to flatten it out. Starting to flare, shifting my sighting point towards the far end. A little bit of power, a little bit of power. Okay, let the nose drop, keep that right. Left aileron correction in, power all the way to idle, nose drop. Come in on the brakes, aft stick. Bearing. Right, carpeet's off. Okay, here we go. Birchwood traffic, Citabria 69er X-ray final, runway 2 left, stop and go Birchwood. Okay, coming in for another wheel landing attempt on runway 2 left with a 2 or 3 knot left crosswind. We're at about 60. Gonna add some power, shallow out the descent, try and touch down on the numbers, see if we can stop it by the 1,000-foot markers this time. Alright, so rounding out. Okay, forward stick, power to idle. Let the tail drop, and on the brakes. Okay, carpeet off. Trim is good. The left stick, let it come off. Stick come forward, let the tail fly off. Pretty flat pitch attitude here and let it accelerate. Get some speed up before we fly off since we don't have any flaps. It's ready to fly. Hop off the ground here. A little bit of a left aileron there. For the left cross in the air. Birchwood traffic, Citabria 69er X-ray final, runway 2 left, stop and go Birchwood. Alright, we're going to try for a 3-pointer this time. We'll try to touch down on the numbers. We're a little bit fast, we might float a little bit, but that's okay. Alright. A little bit of a wake from that turbulent Cessna maybe. Okay, not bad. A little squirrely here, dancing on the rudders to keep it stopped. A little brake. Hold on the carpeet. Take it off. Birchwood traffic, Citabria 69er X-ray final, runway 2 left, stop and go Birchwood. Alright, coming in for another 3-pointer on 2 left. Trick in this airplane is not to touch down on the tail wheel first. Trying to go for the numbers and get it stopped here. About the right pitch attitude, about right there. Okay, that's pretty good. Dance on the rudders, brakes on, get it stopped. Try to stop it by the 1,000-foot markers, we'll be pretty close here. Maybe a little bit behind it, 1,100-foot landing. Carpeet's gone cold. On the roll.
Roger, traffic, track 734 Kilo Foxtrot, then field left down, then touch and go to left.
Birchwood traffic, 3097 Juliet, taking off 2 left. staying in the pattern.
All right, on final for another 3-point attempt, runway 2 left. We're going to try and stop this with a 1,000-foot marker. So we'll try and touch down on the piano keys this time. We're about 60 knots at the moment. Going to let this keep coming down. Full power off. Start the flare, shift our setting point. We're at idle. Don't want to pitch up too high. This is a little bit much. Might be tail wheel first. We'll see. Okay, we'll keep it. Dabbing on the rudders. Power all the way at idle. And a little shorter than the last one, not too bad, but still a little bit past 1,000-foot markers.
Birchwood traffic, gap 5042, centering up 45 to left downwind, 02 left, Birchwood.
Birchwood traffic, 3097 Juliet, turning left base for 2 left, touch and go, Birchwood.
Birchwood traffic, Cessna 734 Kilo Foxtrot, left downwind, 02 left, touch and go.
All right, here we are again, trying for another 3-pointer. Do a smoother one this time. Try to touch down close to the numbers. A little power is kind of the key to keep from touchdown and tail wheel first attitude in this thing. A little slow here, so I'm going to add a little bit of power. Pull power back out, round out. Shift my sighting focus. Okay, pretty nice one. Put on the brakes, power's at idle. Half stick. Perfect, it's cold.
42 left crosswind, 2 left, Birchwood.
Little stop and on the go.
Birchwood traffic, 3097 Juliet, turning base for 2 left, touch and go, Birchwood.
Alright, we're going to try for another
705, turn crosswind.
3-pointer here on the numbers. See if we can get it stopped by the 1,000-foot markers. Pulling power to idle. Touch our flare here. Power's at idle. Okay, pretty good. Grab on the rudder. Stop. That was shit.